Ptolemy, the most well-known astronomer of ancient times, tried to explain the whole universe as his basis for the fact that the celestial bodies move in a circular manner. According to him, the planets, including the Sun, Moon, and 5 other planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, revolve around the Earth, which is at the center of the collective universe. Some of these 5 planets are like this. During their movements, they draw a circle around a point that also revolves around the world. All of these movements can be calculated, of course. Trying to obtain very precise calculations in those ages was a big mistake because in this case, the calculation at home did not match the market. This system was taught in schools for 13 centuries. It was not even discussed whether it was true or not, because the basis of this statement was the truth that showed man as the absolute ruler of the world, the earth as the ruler of the sky, and the planets as servants around him. However, in ancient times, some astronomers before Ptolemy were of the opinion that it would be more reasonable to see the Earth in motion instead of all the stars, and to place the Sun in the middle of our planetary system instead of the Earth. However, when Heraclides of Pontus or Aristarchus of Samos put forward these ideas, everyone regarded them as irreligious. He accused Polish Bishop Mikołaj Copernicus, who lived between 1473 and 1543, had the courage to reintroduce this view, which removed the Earth from being the center of the universe and thus dethroned humans in a slightly different form. Copernicus, a patient and hard-working astronomer, re-examined the movements of the planets and was not interested in the stars at all, because according to him, stars covered the entire universe. They were standing on a large sphere. His main purpose was to simplify the planetary movements, which seemed to be very complicated. He worked outside for hours, even on winter nights, in icy but cloudless weather, using the measuring instruments that consisted of crude wooden rulers in the morning. He did not have a telescope. It took another 100 years for Galileo to build the first telescope. Even if his tools and equipment were makeshift, he was a person who knew how to use them, was very patient, thought well, and calculated accurately. In those ages, the distance of the moon to the Earth was known. Copernicus wanted to determine the distance of the planets. While he was investigating the reasons why some planets, during their movements in the sky, were very bright and lost their light power for a while, and then regained their old brightness, he realized that the sun caused these changes, thus his view became clear. Accordingly, the center of the universe was not the Earth, but the king of the sun. Didn't the fact that it illuminated and warmed everywhere by emitting heat clearly show that it was the king of the universe? It was a planet of the sun like the others in the world. It had a certain place in the universe. It completed its rotation around itself in 24 hours and its tour around the sun in a year. After the breakup, there would come a day with the sun. He would be dethroned by the sun until that day. It has not yet been found where the center of our universe is, but with Copernicus, a great progress was made in this field. Now, with more precise calculations, the movements of the planets would be determined exactly, and Kepler would discover that these movements were in the form of an ellipse, not a perfect circle.